don't struggle with lust because you're weak. You struggle with lust because you're powerful. Let that sink in. If you were numb, if you were average, if you were spiritually asleep, you wouldn't feel this internal war at all. But you do. And that's exactly why this trial exists for you. Have you ever wondered why the more aware you become, the stronger your temptations seem to get? It's not random. Lust is not just about sex. It's about energy. It's about attention. It's about power. And every conscious man, every man who begins to wake up, must face what I call the lust trial. Why? Because the same fire that can destroy you can also forge you. And here's the hidden truth no one tells you. The intensity you're ashamed of is the same intensity that could make you dangerous. In a good way. By the end of this video, you'll realize your flaw is actually a superpower. But only if you pass the trial. Are you ready to see what most men spend their entire lives avoiding? You don't crave more because you're addicted. You crave more because your nervous system is highly responsive. The dark origin? Evolution. Men who are highly sensitive to reward cues, beauty, novelty, opportunity, were more likely to pursue, compete, and reproduce. Your brain was designed to chase stimulation. But in the modern world, you're surrounded by infinite digital beauty, infinite novelty, infinite temptation. So your ancient wiring is being hijacked. Does that mean you're broken? Or does it mean you're operating with a high-performance engine in a world full of junk fuel? Psychological studies on dopamine show that some individuals have heightened reward sensitivity. These people are more ambitious, more creative, more risk-taking. But that same sensitivity makes them vulnerable to overstimulation. Real-life example? Think of the entrepreneur who can't stop scrolling late at night, or the artist who battles compulsive desire but creates masterpieces during the day. The same brain, the same fire. The difference? Direction. What if your struggle with lust isn't weakness, but unused ambition looking for a target? Carl Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." Lust often lives in the shadow. The dark origin? Childhood conditioning. Maybe you were told desire was dirty. Maybe attraction was shameful. Maybe emotions were suppressed. So your mind split itself. One side became the good boy. The other side became the hidden animal. And what happens when you suppress something powerful? It grows in the dark. That's the trial. The conscious man doesn't eliminate his desire. He integrates it. Real-life example. Men raised in strict moral households often report higher levels of compulsive sexual behavior. Not because they're more immoral, but because suppression increases obsession. Have you noticed that what you try hardest to control often controls you back? Your lust may not be the enemy. Your denial of it might be. You don't just feel attraction. You visualize. You fantasize. You build entire scenarios in your mind. The dark origin? High cognitive capacity. Studies show that individuals with strong imagination networks in the brain experience more vivid mental imagery, which increases emotional intensity. That's why a single image can trigger a cascade of sensation inside you. But here's the secret code. The same imagination that fuels lust fuels vision. The same mind that can create fantasy can create destiny. Real-life example? Writers, filmmakers, innovators. Many admit battling intrusive fantasies or overwhelming desire. Yet that same mental intensity builds worlds. So the question becomes, will your imagination build pleasure loops or build your future? Let's be honest. Sometimes lust isn't about the body. It's about being chosen. The dark origin? Attachment wounds. If you grew up feeling unseen, unappreciated, or emotionally neglected, your nervous system learned to associate attention with survival. So when someone attractive looks at you, it's not just desire, it's relief. Psychologists call this anxious attachment activation. The brain releases dopamine and oxytocin when we feel desired. You're not just chasing pleasure, you're chasing reassurance. Real-life example? Men who feel insecure in their careers or identity often report spikes in lust-driven behavior during periods of low self-worth. Have you noticed your temptations get stronger when your confidence drops? That's not random. That's compensation. And once you see it, you can stop letting validation disguise itself as passion. Ancient traditions called it chi. Others call it sexual energy. But biologically, it's drive. Testosterone correlates with ambition, competitiveness, and yes, sexual desire. The dark origin? You were built to conquer environments, but modern life has no dragons. So the energy turns inward, or sideways, or into lust. Have you ever noticed that on days you train hard, work intensely, or create something meaningful, your urges feel different? Less chaotic, more controlled. That's because sexual energy is creative energy. Real life example. Athletes during peak training seasons often report greater discipline over impulsive behaviors. Not because desire disappears, but because it's redirected. So ask yourself, is your lust out of control or is your energy underutilized? Lust can be a form of silent rebellion. The dark origin, authority pressure. If you grew up in rigid environments, strict parents, strict religion, strict rules, your psyche may associate desire with freedom. So when you feel lust, you're not just feeling attraction, you're feeling defiance. Psychological reactance theory explains this. When people feel controlled, they desire forbidden behaviors more. That's why don't often becomes must. Real life example. Studies on abstinence-only messaging show increased fixation on sexual thoughts among those heavily restricted. So when you feel the urge, is it desire? Or is it rebellion disguised as desire? And who are you really trying to defy? Here's the twist most men never consider. Strong lust can indicate strong bonding capacity. The dark origin, you're wired for connection. Your brain doesn't cleanly separate physical attraction from emotional merging. For you, they intertwine. That intensity means you don't do shallow very well. You crave depth. Real life example? Men who report intense attraction patterns also report higher emotional distress after breakups. Why? Because they attach deeply. That same intensity that pulls you toward bodies could pull you toward one soul, if guided. So let me ask you something uncomfortable. Are you mislabeling your longing for connection as mere lust? But be careful. Every gift has a shadow. High dopamine sensitivity can become addiction. Imagination can become obsession. Validation seeking can become manipulation. Life force can become destruction. And the conscious man who refuses to face his lust becomes ruled by it. The danger isn't desire. The danger is unconscious desire. If you don't integrate this fire, it will burn your focus, your relationships, your discipline. You'll chase novelty and lose depth. You'll consume instead of create. And slowly, quietly, you'll start to feel hollow. Have you ever felt that strange emptiness after giving in? That's the shadow whispering. You weren't meant to waste this energy. You were meant to wield it. But wielding fire requires responsibility. Are you strong enough to hold it without being consumed? Here's the truth. The lust trial isn't about becoming desireless. It's about becoming sovereign. When you stop shaming your intensity and start directing it, everything changes. Your focus sharpens. Your presence deepens. Your relationships become intentional instead of impulsive. And suddenly, what once felt like weakness becomes power. If you see yourself in these traits, you belong here. We decode people like you, not the numb, not the average, the aware. Comment ISEEIT if this scared you. Because if it did, you're already waking up.